Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining this webinar. I am Anjali Thakur from Products team from HDFC Securities, and we are going to take you through the product, which is global investing. We have tie up with Vested, a new partner who is going to provide you the best platform to deal in the global investing product. We have with us Viram Shah, who is the co-founder and CEO of Vested Finance. He has a very good experience and exposure to the global market. He will guide you and help us about understanding what is global investing product and how we are going to go about with this product. What are the key features and what are customer going to benefit out of this product? Thanks. Over to you, Viram. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Anjali. And thanks, everybody, for taking time out. I know it's a working day and in the morning's always difficult. So really appreciate it. Today, I'll just quickly go through the platform itself, some of the capabilities we've built being in this space over the last 5 years, and happy to answer any questions that anybody might have. So yeah, let me get started. Overall, so just a quick background about us at Vested. We are broker dealers registered in the US. We are introducing broker dealers and have our team based out of the US. We are also an RIA registered with the SEC. So overall, strict regulatory oversight. This is something that we always wanted to do to make sure that we're able to provide a customer-first experience, and that helps sort of protect the customer's interests as well. We've been operating in this space since 2018 now, close to 2,100 crores, in fact, more than that in assets that people have transferred, invested in through us, more than 1.5 billion of trading volume that we've handled, more than 2.5 lakhs accounts opened of Indians living in India, globally also, NRIs as well. So been in this space and seen everything, and overall very excited, very bullish about the future. As India becomes wealthier, we strongly believe that there is a case for global diversification. There is a case for opening up global assets for Indians so that they can create wealth in a more robust and sustainable manner. We're headquartered in the US, teams across the US and India, and we also have because HDFC Securities is the newest partner, but we work with reputed partners. We've been working with them over the last few years, including top 10 brokers in India, fintechs, wealth managers. So have experience working with all sorts of different partners, and I'm very excited to now be offering our solution to HDFC Securities customers. So just before I go into the platform in itself, what can you really invest in via Vested, right? And that will constantly keep evolving. However, today you have the option to invest in more than 6,000 US stocks and ETFs. These range across ETFs provided by Vanguard, Fidelity, stocks that some of you might be familiar with, some technology brands, a lot of new companies that IPO. All of those are available. We also offer 12 baskets. So our customers kind of were asking for some predetermined portfolios that they can invest in. I'll talk about it in a little bit more detail later, but this is another sort of opportunity. This is managed by our investment advisor in the US. So our internal team manages it, and there is regulatory oversight on these baskets as well. And then there's lots of exciting stuff coming up soon. One of the opportunities that you will also get now is USD fractional bonds. So for the first time in India, you will be able to access bonds of global technology companies like Amazon, Alphabet, large multinationals. So if you want to invest in sort of large corporate bonds, US treasuries, all of those will be available. And we're also working on making USD mutual funds available so that you have a different asset classes, different ways in which you can invest and create your portfolio. We can make all of those available to you. So lots coming up soon, and you can already start investing in some of the instruments we have available. How do you access Global Investing 2.0? Via HDFC. So you can either choose to go directly to HDFC Securities website /Global Investing, or you'll see it under the products bouquet, a link to there, or this is the direct link. If you want to go there, you can access the solution from there, or the new InvestRight or the InvestRight app that HDFC now has, which is actually very very good, and the new designs that they are rolling out are also very well done. So here you will see global investing on your dashboard directly. So you can just click on there, and that will open the Vested platform, and you can log in and start investing. So both of these options available for you to start your journey with HDFC Securities Global Investing 2.0, right? Now, I'll just go into some key platform highlights so that you have a sense of what we offer, what are some of our favorite customer features. One very exciting one is the fund transfer process via HDFC Bank. So it's very likely that all of you have HDFC Bank accounts, and we're the only ones in India to offer this solution today, where online you can initiate your remittance transaction and load your brokerage account. It's just literally 4 simple steps. We have integrated with HDFC Bank for the first time ever, and offering this. So the first step would be you will link your bank account, and here the name needs to match with your brokerage account. That's important, and we verify that. Once your account is linked, it's very simple. You just add the amount. Let's say you want to invest a lakh. We show you what's the exact USD you get based on the conversion rate. There are no fixed fees here, unlike what you pay when you transfer from net banking. So this is kind of a wholesale deal that we have with the bank, and a rate that is much better than what you would otherwise get online as well. You just add the amount, you will get an OTP from the bank itself that you will enter here, and once we verify that, then that's about it. The transaction is placed. The bank on the back end checks against LRS limits, checks the source of funds. Their operations team does that, and then as soon as that's approved, the money is sent, and within a day. So if you do it before let's say 3 or 4 in the afternoon, the same night your money will be in, and it's a very simple process. Quite a few of our customers have already done this, and they're loving it. It's quite straightforward, right? So that's one exciting thing that recently we launched. The other is we've focused a lot on making detailed reporting and tax reports available to our customers, because we constantly kept hearing from them on, like, how do you simplify this aspect, because there are quite a few intricacies, right? Like the US has January to December as a tax year. It's all in dollars. How do you convert it into rupees? So all of those things we've really taken care of for you. This is a quick snapshot of our tax module, which after March, we make available tax reports to you. This includes a simple summary, which shows you your short-term capital gain, long-term capital gains, dividends, interest income. So you can literally just give that to your CA. Most of our customers are doing that. The amounts are converted to rupees as per income tax regulation, so you don't need to worry about all of that. Everything is taken care of. We also give you, you also need to file your schedule of foreign assets, which is Schedule FA. So we give you that foreign asset filing summary here. I don't know if you can see, it's the 4th one. You just download that, and then again, you can give it to your CA, or easily file it yourself. You can just add those details, and that will be done. If you want to take dividend income credit, that also we made available. That's the Form 67. So everything really is available on your fingertips in a straightforward, easy manner. And this is one of the most loved features of our platform. The other one is P&L loss statement, profit and loss statements, as per whenever you want to see your time period. So a lot of our customers want to see, how much gains, how much losses have they made in this particular financial year before the reports are available. So you can see that in dollars, in INR, and then you can plan your taxes accordingly. So if you have to pay advance tax, then you can see, okay, this is the loss that I've booked already, this is the gains. All of those things you can take care. One very interesting thing we offer is tax loss harvesting. So here it's the feature wherein you will be able to see easily which of your investments are in losses. So you can book those losses and buy those investments again, and that will help you reduce your tax outgo. So that's actually one interesting one. I won't cover it here in detail, but happy to answer questions. And you can reach out to us also if you have any questions on that. That's one very interesting feature. So apart from reporting, I briefly touched upon this earlier. We have baskets. This is meant to help you get started investing in the US markets in an easy way. Today, all of these are powered by our team. We are in the process of adding more, which are powered by reputed portfolio managers in the US as well. And that will be exciting. But here, these are the bunch of them: Moat, Digital Cash, Aging. So all of these are portfolios you can invest in. Along with this, we have these multi-asset class portfolios. So these are basic distributed between stocks, bonds, and gold. And these are underlying instruments are ETFs, and you have conservative, moderate, and aggressive. So you see kind of, if you see the returns on the top, you'll see how conservative is less risk but less returns, whereas moderate and aggressive are more risk. So you potentially earn to get higher return but more volatility in the portfolio. So but you can easily take advantage of these asset. This is like the simplest way to get started. If you have a particular goal in mind, let's say you are saving for foreign education, then you can plan accordingly, where you start with aggressive, then go to moderate, then closer to your goal go to conservative, right? So all of those are available, and we will keep we are revamping this to make it more comprehensive, to help you create your portfolio in a better manner. That's something that's coming up very soon. I think one of the other key interesting things is, so the US markets are open when a lot of us might be sleeping at night. So they open 7 p.m. IST to 1:30 a.m. IST. And what we have done is we've made extended trading hours available, so you can also place trades between 1:30 to 7 p.m. And then after that, if you're you prefer late night trading, then you can place after 1:30 also. And be mindful that there is not the liquidity is different from regular hours to extended hours. So I think that's just something to keep in mind. And the hours change when there's daylight saving. And so just make sure that you're aware of that. And the last thing that I'll cover from my side is so the recent budget introduced some changes related to foreign equity taxation, and I'll just briefly cover that, and also the TCS aspect that a lot of people have questions around. On the capital gains, essentially, one thing to keep in mind, you will not be liable to pay any tax in the US. All the taxes are in wherever you're resident, essentially. So if you're in India, if you're an NRI resident outside, then that's where your taxes will be applicable. And for folks based in India, now the tax rate has been reduced. Earlier it was 20% with indexation. Now it's reduced to 12.5 without indexation. And the threshold is, earlier it was 36 months for ETFs, but now it's consistent. It's 24 months for both stocks and ETFs for long term, and 12.5%. So that's actually a good news for folks investing internationally. Short term is as per your income tax slab. On the dividends front, there is a withholding in the US. So there's a 25% tax withholding in the US. So the dividends get credited to your brokerage account, and essentially 25% will be withheld while they are credited itself. You can take credit for it. So there is a double tax avoidance agreement between India and the US, which is that Form 67 I was talking about. So you can take credit for it whenever you file for your taxes if you want. And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we've simplified the entire process. The second bit on the TCS. So essentially, the rule that changed a little bit last year in the budget was that there is a 20% tax collection on at source, which happens on money that is sent out under the LRS, which is money that is being sent out for education, for investing, all of that, travel as well. So on investing particularly, there's a 20% tax collection, which is collected when you send the money out beyond 7 lakhs. So let's say you send 9 lakhs, then the 2 lakhs additional that you have will have that 20%, not on the entire 9 lakhs, right? So one key thing to understand, this is definitely not an additional cost. It's basically can be offset against any of your other tax liabilities, and we've seen customers offset it against their advanced tax liabilities. The interesting thing that happened in this budget is that the government said you can now, they've not shared the exact way to do it, but that we'll keep you updated. But basically, you will be able to offset this TCS against any deductions of tax you have on your salary. So that's basically TDS, tax deduction at source. So you can ask for, or what we assume that will be, is that you can ask for the TDS to be reduced if you've already paid TCS when sending remittance. So that actually solves the cash flow issue, which was the biggest issue related to TCS. And a lot of our customers who invest will likely be paying tax, and also there is refund if there is no tax outgo. But if you are paying tax, then you can offset it now against your TDS, against advanced tax as well, and that should help solve kind of cash flow issues, if any, right? So yeah, that was one key thing that I just wanted to highlight. And that's pretty much it from my end. We have, to help you out throughout this process, dedicated emails, dedicated support lines, so you can just call whenever you want. On the platform also, we have live chat even when US markets are open until 1:30, 2 a.m. at night. So if anything you're stuck with while investing, we'll help you out. You'll also have a dedicated person once you start investing who can help out whenever needed if you have any questions. So we are available. We understand that, being in this industry, we understand that it's a new experience for a lot of people. A lot of folks from India investing internationally for the first time, remitting money for many for the first time, and so there are usually a lot of questions, and we're available to answer at any point. So yeah, or you can visit the website if you want more information. That's always available. I think that's it from my side. Happy to answer any questions that might be there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Viram, for your fruitful input about the global investing. We have few queries on that. So one question is about what is difference between 1.0 and 2.0. So this is the platform which we are providing, the second platform which we are providing from from HDFC Securities part, which is vested. And this is the best platform which we have searched for, and you will be able to access, you will be happy with that, because all the feedbacks while we have taken with from the customer, on that basis we have prepared this vested account. Okay. Second is for you, Viram, how to transfer gold stock from Indian money to HDFC Securities global account. Is it possible?
I am guessing Indian money means IND money is another platform. So overall, I'll just touch upon it. There is, in the US, you can transfer assets. So right now, if you've already been investing internationally, we via HDFC Global Investing, we have a process in which we require consent, and we are able to do a bulk sort of migration whenever required. But apart from that, we have a blog we've written on it. If anybody wants to transfer assets, it could be to vested, out of vested. We see both cases. So we can share that. If you just search on transferring into vested on Google, you'll find it, or just write to us. We'll help you out if you want to make any transfers.
Okay. So one question is, the second one is, tax harvesting of US stock can be offset against Indian. One second.
I'm guessing against Indian gains is what. Yeah, you can. So basically, you can offset that against your. Of course, you can only offset short term against short term, but you can offset your overall equity gains. If I'm not, do double check this, but as far as I understand, you can overall offset them.
The another question is the platform only for US asset or other geographies also you are going to provide?
Yeah, excellent question. And I think that's something that we are getting more and more requests for, and want to. So overall, the way we think about ourselves and our long-term goal is that, anybody from India wanting to invest internationally, we should be able to cater to their needs, be it in any kind of asset class. So today we've started with US stocks, soon bonds, but over time, other markets as well. Today, you have access to the Indian markets, which is one of the top 5 markets now. You should have access to the other top 4 or other top 5 as well, and that's what we want to do, so that you can, as an Indian investor, create a good portfolio that can help you create wealth. So over time, we will sort of do that, but one step at a time.
What is the impact of cost of investing by vested? Isn't it cheaper to buy MF like MOS, SMP, and SMP 500, for example? So
yeah, another excellent question. So these are two different kind of options, and come with their own costs and pros and cons. You could definitely explore the option of investing in a mutual fund, and it's sort of relatively easier, wherein you can quickly just deploy, right? The disadvantage, of course, is the flexibility is not as much. Like you're restricted to kind of the limited universe. You're not able to explore some of the up and coming themes that are available in the direct, US stock market. So pros and cons. Cost wise, I'll just give you a sense. So I mean, mutual funds, of course, have their expense ratio. From in terms of our platform, there are two main costs that you incur. One is the FX fees. So that's a one-time fee whenever you load money into your account, and banks typically charge this fee. So we have negotiated lower rates for our customers, wherein there is no fixed fee. Otherwise, there is usually a fixed fee. And the FX rate is also typically banks charge, let's say, around 2%. Our rates are around 1 to 1.5%. So there it's lower, and it's a one-time thing. So once your dollars are in, you can keep buying, selling, and you will not incur this until you again reverse it back. So whenever you bring the money back, again, you should think about a 1 to 1.5% cost. So that's unfortunately, cross-border money movement has its cost, and that's part of the ecosystem. We are trying to make it as rational as possible for our customers. And then the second cost, typical to any a solution, is a brokerage cost that you will incur. So that really depends on how you're investing. But these are primarily the only two costs. Earlier, when we started, it was like all sorts of different costs. Brokerages were very high. So we've tried to make it as reasonable as possible. And so if you take a 3, 4, 5-year horizon, then your FX costs get spread over that term. And then it's really just the brokerage cost that you're paying. Just one last point on this is that the flip side of investing, of course, directly in dollars is you get the benefit of rupee depreciation. So when we started the vested journey in 2018, the rupee was at 70, and a lot of our earlier customers who may have just been like, some of them just are sitting on cash, have made returns based on the rupee depreciation. So from 70 to 84, and it's almost 3% a year. It likely will continue, given how India is a growing country, a developing market with high inflation. So yeah, that's one factor to keep in mind as well.
Another question is, can we purchase in fraction shares? Is it possible to purchase?
Yeah, very much. In fact, that's one of the key things that makes our business make sense right now. Otherwise, 10 years back also somebody could invest in years, but now because of fractions, you can easily start investing internationally. You can buy $1, buy $5 worth of shares, and that has enabled a lot more people to get started in an easier way.
Then client needs to know about the plans which we are offering. So there is one query related to plans, brokerage structure, how he is going to get.
Yes. So with global investing, essentially the plans are similar to what they used to be if you were already investing. The details are there on the website. If you just go there, basically there are 3 plans. Each of them has different sort of brokerage is a key difference, and then there are some additional features we offer for each plan. Starting with about 2.99 per trade for the first, to then going down to only 1 cent per share for the third plan. So if you just go to the website, you'll get a clear idea. I probably should have included that here, but I'll add that next time.
There are few queries related to the transfer, so I'll just address that query, Viram. After how you're going to transfer, you just have to click on the provide your consent. Later on, all the details will be communicated to you over the mail, how it is going to get happen. Secondly, after transfer, if you have any query or anything, you can write us on our customer care @hdfcsec.com. All your queries will be addressed on that. Okay, so if there is any issue related to that, we will address that. You just write to our customer care @hdfcsec.com. All the queries which you have related to your stock, your visibility, we will address that. Okay. We will take 2 more questions. Okay, Viram. There is one question about what is the expense ratio on the different investment basket, and what are the international stock market offered? These are the 2 queries which they have asked.
Okay, so good question. So on the expense ratio, we charge today 1.2% on the baskets, and that is charged on a monthly basis. And as we add more, there'll be different pricing, but today that is what it is. And on the which markets are available, basically today it's the US stock market that is available. Stocks on the NASDAQ, NYSE, OTC stocks that are traded on the OTC exchange are available. Through the US markets, one thing that you can start doing very much today is invest in a lot of these ADRs sort of companies globally that have listed on US stock exchanges that you can get access to. So that is something that you can very much do. There are ETFs that invest in the global markets as well. So like there is, for example, right now Japan is in the news quite a bit. So there's a Japan ETF that allows you, but it's more broad-based exposure to the Japanese market itself. So those kind of instruments are available if you want, global opportunities really. More direct access to global exchanges over time. That's something we definitely want to do.
Okay. There is one ITR related query. Is this invested investment to be shown in foreign asset in the ITR?
Yes. You will show it in foreign assets, and we give you each of your holdings exactly based on the fields that are supposed to be filled in the schedule of foreign assets. We will give you all of that. You just would need to copy paste it, but it does need to be shown.
And the last question which is there, it is related to the gold. Is there any difference in investing gold in India and US? I mean, cost-wise and volatility?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I think cost-wise, it's difficult to kind of compare. There might be sort of lower expense ratios if you take some of the gold ETFs, like IAU is one which is quite popular. The difference definitely comes in terms of scale. Like IAU is massive versus some of the gold ETFs that you might have in India. But I haven't really looked at ever, are there differences in returns? Maybe that's something that we should look at and publish something, but haven't looked at that yet till now.
Thank you so much, Viram. So I will just round it off. We have been partnership with the Vested to provide you the global investing platform, which will ease to invest in the global market. We have received many queries related to the transfer process from Stockle to Vested. So I will just tell you that there is an email which is sent across from HDFC Securities email to your email ID, the registered email ID. You just need to give a consent on that. After that, all the transfer process and backend process will be done from our end. You don't need to do anything. Okay, you will receive a mail stating to reset a password and how you're going to log in. That process will be shared on the email itself. If you have additional query regarding that, you can mark a mail to our customer care team, or you can speak to them. They will address all your query. So our customer care email ID is customercare@hdfcsec.com. They will help you out with all your queries. Okay, so it is a smooth process. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Anjali. Really enjoyed this. And if there is requirements to do more of these, please, we are always available. Do let us know. Thanks for all the questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining.